What is a special shot? In today's video we talk about what a special shot is and why do you need it in all of your productions when it's a commercial and you want to catch the viewer in an interesting way. My name is Marco Bagnoli, I'm a cinematographer from Germany, and after watching this video you should be able to shoot something like this. So this is the first effect we are looking at, and as you can see, this is called the vertigo zoom. The vertigo zoom is called vertigo zoom because it is a technique where you zoom but also move the camera. And that's really it. If you look closely, the camera is getting closer at our actor. But we stay at the same distance with our zoom, so the framing is the same while the camera is getting wider. The longer lens, it's better. Imagine you start at 150mm lens, so the frame's very tight, it's very compressed. So the longer the lens, more compressed is the image. So when she stands here, the background comes closer. So what do you do now? This is an effect where most of the time it's better to do it on rails. So no gimbal or steady cam. You can also do it with this, but it's much more difficult to get the timing right. So what you would normally do is, in front of her you will put down rails, which takes some time. You put your dolly on her with the jib arm, maybe, if you want to do a little bit of motion, but every bit of motion you do extra, the effect becomes more difficult. So we lock the camera in and our person stands here. So here's the background, this is our starting frame. So now the camera is moving closer. So, and while we're going closer, the camera zooms out. So, and with a wider angle, we push the image into the background. And with this effect, you get this nice vertigo effect. Most of the time you use a technique like this to create some sort of visual important moment. So, okay, focus now, something very different and weird is happening right now. And they put it even further. Most of the time when you do it like this, everyone will be like, wow, crazy, they did the vertigo effect. But they put in a little extra. What they did is they mask out her upper body and do a little A transition. So they do a screenshot from her, put it into Photoshop, mask around her upper body, and then write something blue jackets, white t-shirt, etc. Then you put these layers back into your image. What they also could have done, as you can see, her facial shape doesn't change at all. That means maybe because when you have a tele lens and get closer to a wide angle, normally her body should stretch and her facial expressions should change, but it's not happening here. The reason why this is like this, they could be put her on the green screen. She's not even there, and they just did the effect on the room and put her later in. But as you can see, the hand gets a little bit more open and she doesn't move her hand really much. So this a hint that maybe she's actually here, but it could be done both ways. When you don't have the time and you want to take your time, you can stitch these shots together later in post. The next shot from the commercial I want to talk about is this one. As you can see, we have this big hall. That means we have a lot of empty space. And emptiness looks most of the time really amateur in videos. So what way can we do? We have to put haze into the room. In a hall like this, you probably need a little bit more than one hazer because you want to have a consistent, you need a lot of output. And as you can see, the wall here in the background is also opened, so the haze can get out of the room, which makes it even more difficult. But what they've probably done is close all doors, fill the room up with haze, open the door, and then you can go on. You only will get this light rays when the sun is at the right spot. So don't expect, okay, we're going to shoot in that big hall and we put haze on and then we get this nice halos from the windows. No, we have the time and choose a hall where the sun is moving somewhere in this direction. Otherwise you wouldn't get the look. But combining haze at the day with the sun is a really nice method to bring more production value to your set. When you have the time and money, what you also could do, it depends on how strong the light is coming and how big the hall is. You can put on the other side a lot of neck fill so that the sun is not bouncing directly back into your actor and the shot will look flat. So use this side as your key and then black out the other side so you get this really nice contrast on your actor. In this scenery they did a lot of handheld and gimbal movements, because when you're shooting in a wide area where you want your camera to be also at a wide angle, you have to light for the whole scenery. So it's just not specific, okay, to key on her, you light the whole scene. And I also wouldn't recommend, is it not much more easy to shoot at night maybe and then do a lamp for each window? I wouldn't recommend that, because you need a lot of power and a lot of big lights to get close to this look. So if you can do something like this during the day, try it. It's a really nice look, and also looks, depending on the mood, much more happier and energetic than a night gritty scene. This is the next shot, and as you can see here we have the logo from the company where this commercial is from. And this here is also a nice technique to get a little more dynamic and contrast into your shot. As you can see, here is our actor, and the shadow that we get is really hard. Most of the time, a lot of people will say, hey, you have to put a lot of soft light, only soft light looks cinematic. But that's not always the way, because in extreme scenes like this, where you're going for an extreme look, just put a hard light on your actor, use this long shadow and this long light to create a little bit more contrast and dynamic into the shot. Because when we try to soft light him, we need to get really close to him. Then we lose a lot of space, because you want to see this whole scenario. This is a skate park, so you won't be able to show a lot. So because an action-orientated location. So if you like this video, I really appreciate a subscription from you. My name is Marco Bagnoli, and we see you next time.